the secretary of the association is the secretary of the meeting, and we'll have a roll call. Nancy Peden, president.
Bill Sminkle, treasurer.
Hey, I'm the treasurer.
The assistant secretary.
With the secretary. Okay, and Harold, you say present. And Richard Lynch.
Craig Eskenazi, I'm present. Thank you.
Okay, all officers are present. And if we haven't, everyone knows Bill and myself and Harold, and we have a new board member this year, and that's Mr. Lynch, and he's the treasurer, and you're the secretary.
I'm the secretary.
Thank you. Okay, there's a quorum present, and the minutes of the last meeting, which was the meeting that we had that we introduced the officers, and will be put aside. They'll be filed with the other minutes if there are no objections. And here's the affidavit of the notice of the meeting. Okay, very good. And okay, I'd like to say the first order of business is to discuss the work that you have received a letter from the board with regard to the work, the scope of the work that has to be done. And just let me preface that by saying, this good news. The electric company is going to replace all of our obsolete meters, and there are a number of them, for absolutely no money. You will, so do be looking for, we'll put notices in the elevators and whatever, because your electricity will be out, like for half a day or something when they're doing this work. It should be within the next 2 weeks, so that's a good thing.
How will you know if it's your meter?
They'll tell us what they're going to work on like a couple of days before, so we'll put a notice in the elevator that'll say,
I won't be here.
Oh, okay. If you have a computer, disconnect. If you have a computer, disconnect your computer, because it might be a surge when they're doing it.
Okay.
Okay. That's we'll put those notices up. It would be good for the next couple of weeks only to turn your computer on, like when you come home or something, so you don't get a surge in it. Whatever. Okay. So you know that we have no reserves, and we're in no frills. We have a no frills budget, and every month we do an AR upstairs around the 15th, well, actually on the 11th or 12th, which is because our maintenance is due by the 1st, but late by after the 10th. And every month around the 11th, we find that we have at least $20,000 still outstanding. That's just the money to run the condo with. It's no, that's just to pay bills, to pay the electric, to pay the water, to pay whatever. And then then we do it again. We let the people know who are who are delinquent. And if it's 2 months, we send some people to the attorneys for late. Then the attorney decide, there's a calculation that they have to make with regard to the late fee that they make, and if they make an error, that's their error. But it's only 8% of what is the late fee, but it's a $100 bill to the attorney to have that letter written to them. So that kind of gets their attention, if nothing else. And so we are trying to keep on top of it. And then there are people that we have a lot of elderly people who live with us, and they just forget to pay their and this one lady, I've called her every month for the past 6 months to remind her that her maintenance is due. So but there's a number of items that we have to consider having done, and we are a 38-year-old condominium, and we have electrical, both walking lights and roof lighting, that has to be addressed and looked at. What we're trying to do is put in solar lighting, and we've got a couple of solar lighting. We've been trying different ones. The ones we have in so far aren't as bright as we'd like them, but we're going to go and get some overhead, and then we'd like to put additional overhead roof lighting on as well, because that would be the lighting that comes down that would help us, in the areas that are dark. And then the solar lighting would be down just specifically for the walkways. A lot yeah, would be cost effective, absolutely. And then also, because a lot of our electrical lines over in that direction going down to Bristol were damaged in the hurricane, when that big tree went over, they damaged it, and then they tore up the electric, and tore up the water, and that's another, the underground, no, we have, we have the capability of putting in what they call pop-up sprinklers, which we'd like to do in our, in the system that exists. What Harold is working with the couple of the gentlemen from the company, the water, the groundwork people, to look at what they call a jockey pump, which would help the flow of water, like the pressure of water, which we're having a lesser amount of pressure in the meadow and over here in some particular places. And if they can get that adjusted, the man has been here, and there's 3 or 4 different places where he feels that they can do something, what do you call that particular machine, that you can, a jockey pump, and that will help with make the pressure more even, so that we're going to get more even flow of water. And then when you get that even flow of water, you can put in the pop-up. So that'll also help us cost effectively with regards to having our lawns. When they do the lawns, every time they do the lawns, bless us and save us, they murder those round things that they come flying off the water, and then you have a water going up. So pop-ups will come up and we alleviate some of that. So then we would also like to put one additional commercial dryer in each of, I'm sorry.
Nancy, could you sort of, again, just state what kind of money you're talking about for each one of these
Oh,
items?
sure. The electrical work for the roots and the electrical work is about $12,000. The underground sprinklers, pop-up jockey pumps is $2,000. Dryers, this is one commercial dryer additional in each room that we have. Like a nice big dryer. Sorry.
Could I comment on that? We have 2 dryers in Devon, second floor. The second dryer is hardly ever used. I really don't see the need for 2 dryers. I've heard a lot of complaints in the condo, but I've never heard one where we don't have enough dryers. And to put another dryer in there, like I say, we got the double-stacked one that used to be over in Bristol, and we put it in there, and I bet if that thing used 3 times a year, I'd be surprised.
No good.
I don't.
Doesn't even
Well,
work.
yeah, but I'm saying there's never a need. However, I never hardly ever see a basket of wet clothes waiting to go in the dryer. Maybe once every 6 months. So I don't really understand the need for 2 dryers in any of these rooms.
Well, we've been told by other owners of the opposite store, maybe not in Devon second floor, but they've complained to us that there aren't enough dryers, and they would like to see, where there only is, I think we have 2 in Devon.
We have the same occupancy as they had 30 years ago. We've been going on this for 30 years, and now all of a sudden, who is complaining?
Yeah,
I never see anyone complain.
Well, I'm not making it up, I'm just saying.
No, I understand, but
complaints, yeah.
who are the complainants?
Well, we've received a number of complaints that they don't have enough dryers, so.
But from where? From which building?
Who?
No, the ownership, that's another part of the problem. Our demographics have changed drastically in the past couple of years. A lot of people used to go north, and,
Bristol and Devon.
right.
That are complaining about the dryers.
Right, it's Bristol and Devon. The people that, live here now full-time. They don't all go, we have many more full-time residents than previously.
I don't really believe that. That could be, I know we got more younger people coming in here, but we're lucky, a lot of condos, you get a time assigned to you when you can do your laundry.
Very high-end.
Very high-end
Really?
condos.
Wow.
And we're very fortunate that you can go there any time of day or night and do it. They're open now 24 hours a day. It used to be only open for 8 hours or so. And I really don't understand the need. I mean, if you got a pocket full of money, you want to throw it somewhere, that's fine, but I don't think we have that.
If you could tell us what building are making the complaints, maybe they only need 1 additional dryer in that
we certainly
particular
don't
building.
We didn't want to put like 1 dryer in each, in one building. Then we'd say, well, which floor? Who gets the dryer? It was a matter. We'll put 6 dryers in, and then it's a capital investment, and then we have them, and then they would be.
Is fine.
Our floor is fine.
That would be $12,000.
Ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Commercial dryers are big. Yes, commercial dryers are large.
That's ridiculous.
We need to, and we're going to have the hallways, the Chattahoochee has to come up, and that, we have a bid, we've had it sitting there for a couple of years, actually. And it's, the stamped concrete will be put down in a design called European fan, and it'll make the hallways look a lot cleaner, and it's guaranteed for 10 years. And it's the same company that did the deck out here, and they have done other work nearby, and they do the work for Home Depot. So, yes, excuse me.
Are you gonna pull the carpets, that's what you're saying?
No,
I'm
the
sorry.
Chattahoochee. The Chattahoochee is that, is the stone stuff on the entranceway.
That's where I'm out.
Yeah, oh, I have it, yeah, I have
Yeah.
What do you do to
It's
take that?
6,500.
You have to reseal it.
I have a contract, which I haven't signed my share of it, but we, when he put this in, over here for us, he gave us a contract, he walked through and did it, so it's 6,500 for all of the wings and all of the entryways at that end, or where you walk in and all the way down for all of the buildings, you know, that have the entryways. It's very attractive, and it does last long. He also puts it on, he does driveways and whatever. He's a Panther Pool, it's called.
Is it Chattahoochee
We
again?
lost a number of trees in the hurricane, and we have to replace those trees. And that would be between 1,200 and 1,500. The roof on Heather, if you've looked over, is supposed to be white. Just give me one second. I'm sorry, so just give me 1 second. The roof on Heather has to be steam cleaned, and that's $1,200. It's absolutely positively filthy and gray. Excuse me, yes, sir.
Didn't the insurance pay for the tree,
Oh,
the
no.
damage to the tree?
No.
I thought the
They
state
don't pay
gave
for
you
anything.
trees if you
The things you would think insurance would pay for, it doesn't, and it just does not, you know, it does not, unfortunately. And the only thing that FEMA did for us as far when the hurricane was concerned was they did pick up we had the people come in and cut down, we got a very good price. It only cost us $2,500 last year to have those 3 huge trees taken, you know, chopped all the way down, and they had to get a guy who had a special license to be up in the tree to cut it down, because they were still standing, but they were tipped, and that was $2,500. That was, we had the hurricanes, but FEMA did take most of that stuff away for us. That's the only thing they did for us. And no, they did. To answer your question, no, they did not.
Do the trees have to be replaced?
Oh, yes.
Oakland Park
Oh, my
said
God, I'll be taken away and changed.
How many are going to be replaced?
Oh, at least 3 or 4.
I thought
Yeah.
the state gave them to you.
No, I'm sorry, I'd see that lady, excuse me, yeah.
Nancy, are they gonna wait until after hurricane season to put these trees in, since we're just now coming into it?
I don't know, it's according to, I guess, what the season is for the trees, I don't really know. They wouldn't be huge, so they'd be big trees, but they wouldn't be as huge as as big as the ones that went
Because the first
down.
wind that comes along, that's
Would blow it
going
over,
down.
yeah. Well, let's talk to the tree people.
Yeah.
But I'm just giving you an idea that we do have to replace the trees. Wait till after the season, I'm sorry.
Nancy, can you tell me what kind of trees they're going to be? Palm trees possibly?
I-
To give it a uniform look?
Yeah, I don't know, to be truthful with you, but I know that people don't like the trees that the birds make nests in because they make a mess on their cars. I understand that, but we have to, you know,
There's
we'd
a
probably be
palm
some.
tree, it's really nice and it's grown really good.
Thank you.
It was put on at the end of
Okay.
Bristol there.
All that,
So
yeah,
we had a couple that were blown out. There was one near my apartment.
Right.
You know, and one further down. And, you know, there were
They
small
do, they're
ones,
coming
but they
back,
were, you
yeah.
know, it was nice to see.
okay. Now, the next is, there's a sewer pipe at Bristol that has a belly in it, and it has to be dug up and replaced. And, what, I'm sorry? Yes, it's leaking. And the pipe is leaking, and we've been having a contract with Roto-Rooter to come in every other month to blow out that line all the way down, because people were having, well, when I first came when I was first on board as president, it was a kind of a regular occurrence over in Bristol that the sewer lines would back up into the people's tubs. And I didn't think that was very healthy. And so we made arrangements for Roto-Rooter to come in, and then,